Hello, we're back at the album exchange, part two, because part one had some technical difficulties. So uh, we're gonna start where we left off. I guess we're talking about Volume Four from Black Sabbath. I know I gave my thoughts. I'm pretty sure Brian gave his thoughts, but I couldn't read his lips. Um, and I guess Scott, you're
I gave
giving
it a
your
10. Big
thoughts.
shock.
10. Okay, I'll put that down.
Okay, so I had listened to a few albums by them before. I heard their debut, which I thought was solid. I thought their second album was their best. So I was interested as to what this one sounded like because everyone I hear talking about this seems to absolutely love this record. So here are my thoughts. Wheels of Confusion is a really cool album opener. I like the guitar riff and just how heavy it is, and I like how it kind of switches up halfway through and the song kind of changes. Tomorrow's Dream is kind of more of that great guitar sound, another very heavy riff, great guitar playing. Then they just like switch everything up with changes. I was not expecting this song at all. The piano was amazing, and there's like Mellotron doing like a string section kind of thing. I was not expecting this kind of song at all from them, but there we have it. Like, it just wow is all I'm gonna say to that one. And then we have FX. That's a track on an album.
Yeah.
It's there. Supernaut though, that's got a really awesome guitar riff. Very heavy again. I thought that one was good. Snowblind was probably one of the best songs on the album. Very heavy, great guitar playing, and the way that they said something about icicles in my brain, and then somebody whispers cocaine. I thought that was really funny. Cornucopia is probably the heaviest song on the album. One of the shortest ones too, but very, 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 very heavy guitar riff on there. Um, Laguna Sunrise is kind of a lighter track with more like a happy sound to it. Saint Vitus Dance I thought was good as well, and Under the Sun was very heavy, but I didn't like it as much as some of the other stuff. All in all, I think I'm gonna go with for a first listen, I'm gonna go with 8.5, but I can definitely
Okay.
see this score going up if I was to listen to this more. If I'm gonna go with what my favorite by them is, I'm still gonna go with Paranoid probably. I thought that was a great record, but
Okay.
there's some pretty good stuff on here, and I think Iommi is a very great guitar player, and like Ryder was saying, Bill Ward is a very underrated drummer.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, how do I not know this guy?
Yeah.
He's amazing. Like on this album, and I don't know if he plays a lot of their albums. And
Not a ton.
okay, that's what I was
I'd say
wondering.
he played mostly on all the Aussie stuff
Okay,
and and a couple albums here and there.
all right. So I'm trying to do some math, and I'm not doing a very good job.
Hey, you're probably better than me.
Trying to find an average.
Yeah, and I can't think because I'm
What's the
still kind of
scores we got?
upset.
We got two tens, and then you gave it a 9, right?
9 and an 8.5, and then divide by 4. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. What do I do? I divide by
Okay,
4. All right.
so 9.375.
Yeah,
So I guess
that's what I got.
9.5 will be the average score. 9.5. Which is pretty good. It's a pretty
Hey,
good
really good.
average score.
That's a really good. Yeah. Jeez, can't get much better than that. Did you say what your favorite song was?
Oh yeah.
Did I miss that?
I have a top 5. All right. Number 5, I put Saint Vitus Dance. Number 4, Supernaut. Number 3, Wheels of Confusion. Number 2, Snowblind, and I put Changes at number 1 just because of how out of left field it was. Hey, Jacob.
Hey,
Jacob.
I think
What?
Jacob liked this album as well.
I was gonna say he's done Black Sabbath. What do you think about Volume 4, Jacob? Oh, here we go.
just did.
Volume 4 is one of the better Sabbath albums. I agree.
I still think Paranoid is probably the best one.
You
But
like that better? I don't know why I didn't like.
this one was solid.
I don't know why I didn't like Paranoid, even though it has some big songs on the album for sure. Um, I don't know. What do you put this up at the top, Briar?
This is my favorite Ozzy album.
Okay,
Yeah, Briar and Nick, this is their favorite of the Ozzy albums, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm guessing most fans put this at the top.
it's one
Black
of them.
Sabbath fans.
I mean, Paranoid. The general people put Paranoid at number 1,
Okay,
but
Maybe that's
Volume,
why.
yeah, but Volume 4 is usually pretty gets well liked a lot.
Maybe
okay.
that's why I put Paranoid higher, because it has like the 3 songs that I'll revisit
Yeah.
from them the most, probably. And I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan, but those are, you can't deny War Pigs and Iron Man.
Right. I agree. And Paranoid, whatever. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. We're going to my album, which is Sports. So I have the vinyl here by Huey Lewis and the News. And this is my favorite Huey Lewis and the News album that I've heard so far. And I want to say I do love the album cover. I really like this. Them sitting in the bar. And then the bartender's watching them on stage on the TV. I don't know. It's really cool. But anyways. Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News is like one of those bands. I probably discovered them through Back to the Future. No surprise, because I love that movie and I've seen that movie since I was a kid. And I've heard their songs on the radio, of course. They're big hits. They have tons of big hits, tons of them. They were probably one of the best. I mean, one of the most popular bands of the '80s. I would venture to say, they had so many hits. And I know Briar. He talked about them on his channel recently, kind of because he had some of their albums, I think.
Yeah, last month I got Picture This.
Their second album.
Yeah, and I was looking through their albums today, and for me, the three that I think you should listen to, and I think Breyer said this, and I agreed with him, was that the Picture This, Sports, and Four, I thought were all three really good albums. All three are going to see my top 10 albums of those years. You know, when we do those albums, album years. Yeah, really good run, because Picture This is 82. And that has Do You Believe in Love, which is maybe my favorite song by them. That's such a good song. And then this comes in 83. And this has got, like Nick said, it has like 4 big hits on it. At least I know. I guess 5. He said 5 singles. I would say 4 of these were big radio hits that I hear all the time. And then in 85, he puts 2 songs on the Back to the Future album, Power of Love and Back in Time, which are 2 amazing songs. And Power of Love was nominated for an Oscar for Best Song. So he got an Oscar nomination in 85. And then 86, he does 4, which is another great album. I'm trying to think. I'm Happy to Be Stuck with You, I think is the big. I
Hip to
love
Be
that
Square.
song. Hip to Be Square is on there as well. And Something About My Baby.
Doing it all for my baby.
Doing all for my baby. Yeah, great stuff. So, I mean, to me, this run from 82 to 86, holy cow. I mean, 3 huge albums, bunch of singles, Oscar nomination. I mean, what can you say? I really like Huey Lewis's voice. I think he has one of the best voices. And as Nick said, I feel there is some, I don't know, I feel like Huey Lewis News isn't like one of the cool bands to like amongst people that collect vinyl. Like Black Sabbath is cool to collect. I mean, everybody collects Black Sabbath, and anybody that does vinyl, it seems like channels, and talks about music, they have Black Sabbath, I don't know, that's deemed cool. But Huey Lewis, I think it's because they're not hard rock, they're more pop. And I think pop isn't as cool as hard rock or whatever. And so it's deemed, I don't know, that's the feeling I get when I talk to anybody about Huey Lewis and News, except for you guys. You seem to be okay with it. So, but if I talk to people that are more, again, there's some collectors are more, maybe heavy metal or hard rock, and they're not going to touch Huey Lewis and News. While, some of us, we like try to different genres, we do the pops and the ballads and the folk and the I don't do heavy metal as much, but I mean, maybe some hard rock. Like Black Sabbath, I like Volume 4. um, though I haven't ventured into rap. That's one genre. I ventured into country. I do like some country now. I'm venturing more into that. Rap I haven't gotten onto, but
I ventured a little bit into rap with the 80s. I
yeah,
listened to Run DMC and the
right.
Beastie Boys. Those are like some of the OGs of rap.
Sorry, I gotta see. Oh yeah, changes. Yeah, that was. I think we all. I didn't hear. I'll hear Briar's what he has to say
I
about that
mean,
album
you got
someday.
it's a ballad. What you think? I said.
Like it was his number 3 though. It was not number 1.
Oh, okay, one another one. Yeah, Power of
Yeah.
Love is still my favorite. You know, it might be my favorite too. It's hard. I was thinking about my favorite songs,
You
and
know, The Power of Love is on the international version of 4. So if you get a copy of 4
oh,
from anywhere other than the
okay.
US, it has Power of Love on it. So I'm gonna have to get
Um,
an import if I get that album.
he was in Album Company. What's potential? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep. I have that soundtrack.
Oh yeah, he does
You do?
the opening credits song. It's also the first time I heard Billy Joel.
I say I know Billy
Yep.
Joel's on that
Didn't even
that
know
movie.
that.
To quote a wise man that I know, music is art and art is expression. um, sorry, I just wanted to get to those. But talking about sports, sorry. This is great, catchy pop music, and I'm a sucker for catchy pop music as well. I was I was listening to Cher and I was like, man, I love the Heart of Stone, Cher pop album. Some of the '80s stuff I've been listening to for our album top tens. Like I've been liking stuff like Gloria Estefan. I've actually really enjoyed her stuff. Linda Ronstadt, I'm enjoying her stuff. Michael Bolton, I kind of like Michael Bolton. I mean, I don't know. I just I love pop music. That's one of my favorite genres, I guess. And this, I don't know. It's like I don't know how someone can't like this. It's really catchy stuff, and I love his voice. And yeah, going through this track list, Heart of Rock and Roll, huge hit, so catchy. Love the saxophone. I love saxophone now in music, and '80s is like a great decade for like saxophone. I think, at least Huey Lewis and News, they do. I think Huey Lewis plays the saxophone. In fact, um, so I love that. Super catchy song, yeah. Heart and Soul, again, man, love that chorus. Heart and Soul, bum 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 bum. Whatever that. Oh, that riff is so good. Again, love his vocals on it. The guitar playing's great. Bad is Bad. I'm not as crazy about that song. I think the vocals are really good. It's an okay song. I Want a New Drug, another big hit. Got one of the great guitar riffs through the album, I think, on that one. And I Want a New Drug. I want the bum bum. I don't know. It's good. Walking on a Thin Line. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good song. It's funny. It's not one of my favorite on the album. Like Nick had his favorite, but still a decent song. I think the best discovery I had was Finally Found a Home. I really like that song. I finally found a home. I mean, oh gosh, it's so catchy. I just start singing along to it as I'm listening to it. Um, my favorite song is "If This Is It." That's one of my all-time favorite. That's like I said. Like I think of my favorite. I think "Power of Love." "Do You Believe in Love" is great. "If This Is It," I don't know. This is like top tier Huey Lewis for me. I just love the backing vocals and that. "If this is it, ooh ah, please let me know something or let me go. This is it." Ah, it's so good. That chorus is amazing. It's one of the best. um, One of the great pop songs I think of all time. Uh, and then the only song I don't like is "Honky Tonk Blues." I will say I do not like that song. And that probably hurts the album slightly for me, but I still really love this album. So my top three. Number three, I'm going with "The Heart of Rock and Roll." Number two, "Heart and Soul," and number one, "If This Is It." So obviously, those are the three big hits on the album. Three of the biggest hits on the album. All three so good. Top. I mean, those are almost top 10 or close to top 10, if not top 10. Honorable mentions. If you're going someday, I'm gonna have to do Hulu Lewis like deep dive because I um, really love to put a top 10 together. So that'd be interesting. But I'm getting a 9 out of 10. It's not quite like top level 10 out of 10, but it's still such a solid album. It was great pop hits, anyways, for me. So that's why I wanted to put on here because we haven't really talked about Huey Lewis too much, I think, on my channel. And so I always like bringing a band or an artist that we haven't talked about, and just not just talk about this album, but talk about the band itself, and just express that. I think this is such a good band, and they got three really good albums, in my opinion, that I've heard so far. So, but yeah, that's me. So let's go to Scott, I guess.
I guess I feel kind of like Briar talking about Volume 4 because this is an album that I'm very familiar with, but I'm still glad that Jason put it on this list because I haven't really gotten a chance to talk about it. This was one of the first albums that I listened to because back when I first started getting into record collecting, I had seen Back to the Future, and Back to the Future, Huey Lewis and the News is McFly's favorite band, and that just got Power of Love and Back in Time is in the movie. So when you're looking up, what's the best Huey Lewis record, Sports usually comes up as his best album. So listen to that, and it's very good. It's very good. So I'm kind of partial to it because I've been listening to it since I was in high school.
Okay.
Heart of Rock and Roll is an awesome album opener.
Mhm.
With starting out with the heartbeat and then the guitar of boom 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 boom. The heart of rock and roll, the heart of rock and roll is still beating. Kind of talking about how they feel like music is changing, but the heart is still there. It may sound different, but the heart is still there.
Mhm.
And he kind of name checks a bunch of different cities.
I love the name checks. It was great.
Cleveland, Detroit,
San Francisco. Yeah.
and then there's kind of a funny line where he almost says something where he's like, they back this with a lot of thrash, but it's still the same old rock and roll music that really, really kicks him in there. And then the drum goes, so it's kind of like, you know what he was about to say, but he didn't, because he's just trying to be like, oh. And then you got Heart and Soul. That's an awesome follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
And then the bass boom, 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 boom. Heart and Soul. Bow down, bow down, bow, bow down. That's a good one. I actually like Bad is Bad. I think that's a funny song. Kind of talking about how, I know this album didn't come out there, that song hadn't come out yet, but just using this as an example, Michael Jackson Bad and Bad Bad are two different things, is kind of the point of this song. It's like, you can be bad cool, but if something's bad, it's bad. And he uses examples of a buffet that's so cheap that nobody goes to it because it's just bad, or that his cousin is a terrible guitar player. All this stuff that's going on that it's cool. He says cool is a rule, but bad is bad. So if something's bad, it can be Michael Jackson bad, but it can be bad. I Want a New Drug is another one of the singles from this album, which, funny enough, Ray Parker Jr., when he did Ghostbusters, got sued for sounding too much like this song.
Oh, really?
And Huey won. So he actually had to pay for copying I Want a New Drug, the Ghostbusters theme. The guy got sued for... In the guy who wrote that song's defense, he was told write something like Huey Lewis, and he got sued by Huey Lewis. So, but I just love the way that this opens with the guitar that just goes whirl, whirl, and then you get right into that riff.
Yeah.
One that makes me feel like I feel I'm with you. And then there's some pretty good harmonies on this too.
Yeah.
And then the saxophone. And then the guitar player for this band, Chris Hayes, does not get enough due. This guy is a great guitar player. And in case this song, I Want a New Drug, it has the best guitar solo on the record. And when I used to listen to this, because my brother got the Sports record, that was his first record for $5. And then we also downloaded Huey Lewis's Greatest Hits, and the Greatest Hits is the single edit. That's one of the first examples where I found out that they would edit songs for the radio. Because on the record, you get the full guitar solo, and then you'd listen to it on the Greatest Hits, and it's the edit. I'm like, what happened to the rest of the guitar solo? Because they cut out the best part when he goes like, he's doing all the high stuff. That's the best part of the guitar solo, and they cut that out on the radio edit. Walking on a Thin Line is another great song. I like the kind of pulsating synth at the beginning, that bam, 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 bam. And I like the chorus, walking on a thin line. Finally Found a Home is another really cool song. Very catchy. I finally found a home. And then I love If This Is It. That song is great. I love that it starts out with that drum roll. This song simultaneously sounds like the 50s and the 80s at the same time.
Yeah.
I love the doo-wop influence.
The doo-wop, you're right.
There's some good guitar playing on this too. The harmonies. Yeah, it's a fun song. I'll say I'm not as big on the last two songs, You Crack Me Up or Honky Tonk Blues.
Yeah.
Like, You Crack Me Up is decent.
Yeah.
And Honky Tonk Blues, I found out that was a cover recently. That does not sound like Huey Lewis in the News. I don't know what this is doing on the record. But the rest of the album is great. Those two songs I don't like as much. But if we're going to talk about my top 5, I know what 1 and 2 are. That's 3, 4. I'll go with number 5, Walking on a Thin Line. Number 4, Heart and Soul. 3, Heart of Rock and Roll. 2, I Want a New Drug. And number 1 is If This Is It.
Oh,
Which
cool.
I think those are the 5 singles, but
Yeah. Might have been. Those are kind of my favorite too, are the singles, but
I do like Bad Is Bad, though. That's a good one.
except for Finally Find a Home, it's so good.
And I like Finally Found a Home as well. And I'm
Yeah.
going to give it a 9.5.
Nice. All right, bro.
Okay, so that's the good thing about this album exchange is that I only had to buy one album.
I was gonna say, Volume 4, sports.
I know which one it is, though.
Yeah. So yeah, of course this is probably the when people talk Huey Lewis, of course this is usually the one people talk about. So naturally this was the first one I bought from them.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm fairly familiar with this album. I've listened to it quite a number of times. And it's always a fun listen. Like, yeah, I mean, I can a part of me kind of gets why they get the hate, because I mean, in a world where heavy metal and hair metal and the big flashy pop stars were all the rage, then you got Huey Lewis and the rest of the band doing these very corny music videos.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a role, but I don't mind the corn. I like corn. Probably my favorite vegetable or grain, one of the two. Anyway, so starting off with the Heart of Rock and Roll, got the heartbeat going, and then once the song gets in, it's just a very fun way to open the album. Great horn section, good catchy chorus to get it going. Just a lot of fun overall. Just a good opening song. And then I guess we're keeping this heart theme going because we have Heart and Soul next. So, but still, I mean, that's another highlight for me. I like the keyboard riff on this track, and the pre-chorus I also really enjoy. And then in the main chorus, there's some really good guitar licks in that part, which I enjoy a lot. So I just think it's a great follow-up song. Bad Is Bad, I think it's a solid track. It's definitely more bluesy. And then I looked it up. Apparently, this is actually a song from Huey's early band he was in before. The band was called Clover, and this is like a re-recording of it.
Okay.
So I haven't heard the Clover version, but I don't know. I can't really compare. But it's kind of a more slower paced track. It's solid. It's not one of my favorites. I Want a New Drug. Yep, it's another pretty good catchy song. Good hook on that one. Yeah. Even though Ghostbusters probably took it from the song, both songs are still good. I still enjoy both ones. But yeah, I Want a New Drug. I like that. I've always liked that one. Let's see. Then we have Walking on the Thin Line. I like how the keyboard eases in on that one, and I really enjoy the verses. The verses have a really good feel, and then the chorus is also really nice. So I also think this was kind of like a nice highlight for me. But I agree with Jason. I really enjoy Finally Found a Home. just more acoustic guitar in the beginning, but once it gets to the main song, it's got a good rhythm. Again, the chorus is great, and a great guitar solo on there. And it wasn't a single, I don't think, but it's a nice deep cut. I was always really enjoyed that one. But yeah, you got the big hits. This Is It on here, and I mean, that's a great song. Great guitar melody again with the piano. Great vocal delivery from Huey, and good guitar solo, and again the doo-woppy backing vocals just add to the vibe. It's a good song, really good feel good song. I mean, I will agree with Scott. I do think the last two songs are definitely the weakest part. But You Crack Me Up is kind of a fast-paced track, but it's a pretty solid pop rock sort of track, but nothing too remarkable. And I agree with everyone. Yeah, what's the point of Honky Tonk Blues? Yeah, that's one I could kind of do without.
I agree. Yeah.
So anyway, top 5. Number 5, I'm going to put The Heart of Rock and Roll. Number 4, I'm going to put Finally Found a Home. Number 3, Walking on a Thin Line. 2, Heart and Soul. And number 1, If This Is It.
And we all had If This Is It.
Yes.
Except for Nick.
Oh, yeah. And then my rating, I'm going to agree with Jason. I'm also going to give this a 9 out of 10. Very enjoyable album. Although I will say, I think I might prefer Picture This just a tiny bit more. But still, good album.
All 3 are so good. I think I said Picture This, Sports, and 4. Though I think this maybe has the most hits on it. Maybe that's why I have it
I'd say
higher.
So.
It has more hits, recognizable hits on it than the other ones, but the other ones have some great stuff on it. So I could I'd go with either the 3 are so good. Is it possible? It makes me wonder now after Scott said something about, do they have a retro sound to them that makes them
Huey
not fit in?
Huey kind of has like a 50s throwback vibe.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that after you said that. I wonder if that's what makes him feel like he doesn't fit maybe in this era as much. I don't know.
Another reason I say, I think it's a lot of metalheads jealous by Huey's good looks.
Sorry, I'm doing some math here. Hopefully I did this right. I don't know if I did. I probably didn't. I didn't. Let me look at some comments while I'm doing this.
Volume 4 gave an 8 out of 10. Sports a 9. Okay, everyone's giving Sports a 9. Yeah, he didn't like Honky Tonk Blues either.
Okay, I'm getting a 9.25 on this one.
All right.
So you want to give it a 9?
We'll just round that one down to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll give it a 9. Good. Overall, pretty good score. We all seem to like that one. That's nice. We're all squares, I guess.
It's hip to be square.
Yep. Yeah, Volume 4, 8 out of 10. So he had a little bit lower than us, but still really good. Sports 9, yeah. He says same thing, Talking Like Blues. It's a Hank Williams cover, of course. Yeah, it's the last song. Shouldn't they put like If This Is It as the last song, or Finally Found a Home? I don't know, like something better at the end.
Yeah, they could have picked a better closer.
Yeah. Let's see. Just for Series is greater than I Want a New Tribe. Okay.
Who are you gonna call? Not Huey Lewis.
Who's that guy? Parker or something like that?
Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker. Yeah. I like corn.
That needs to be put on a t-shirt.
You're right. That's a great.
That and I like cheese as well.
The front needs to say I like cheese, and the
Corn and
back says I like
cheese.
corn.
Oh, it's funny. Ray Parker Jr. Like that was like the one big hit like he came up with. At least as far as I know.
Pretty much.
And I saw something about how he made that song, and it was very interesting. And I wish I could remember. Like he had like a young girlfriend, I think, that like helped him with it. I don't know. I'm. It's one of those things where you're a musician and you just you got multiple girlfriends. And so I can't remember. It was funny. I was like, man, like anybody that like has any kind of a hit is like just swimming in women. It's like that's my problem. I picked the wrong profession. Like nobody wants to date CNA, but they want to date musicians. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna go with your album, Scott, I guess, and you can introduce your album.
All right. I have the record here of it. This is Stadium Arcadium, Disc 1, Jupiter, by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, 2006. I picked this album because I did a little mini deep dive of them earlier this year. I still have not listened to all of their albums, but I listened to a good majority of them. And this is most definitely my favorite one of theirs.
That's your favorite,
So,
yeah.
it is also their longest album, so my apologies for picking their longest one, but it's their best as well, in my opinion. So that's why I picked this one. Very excited to talk about this because even though it's very long, it's also very consistent all the way through, which I think is very shocking that an album this long like manages to stay this good. But as far as this goes here, this will be the first two. So the album is so long, it's 4 records. The first 2 records make up the Jupiter, and the last 4, I think I said it wrong. 2 records make up, so it's a double album of double albums.
That's crazy.
But it's all good stuff, though. Let's see. So taking a look at the track listing here. This was released in the 2000s after they had their comeback. They were very big in the early 90s when they released songs like Give It Away and Under the Bridge. John Frusciante, their guitar player, left the band immediately after they released their most successful album, and because of drug addiction, actually. But he got clean and he came back in 1999 with the Californication album, and that released a string of 3 just absolutely amazing albums. That album, By the Way, and then this one here, Stadium Arcadium. Starting out with Danny California, that song is amazing. I love the drum groove from Will Ferrell at the beginning of the song, aka Chad Smith. Awesome drum groove there at the beginning. And as soon as that drum groove gets started, you get Flea's bass and John Frusciante's guitar right behind it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, so good. And then you get into that chorus. California, rest in peace. And then there's so many layers of guitars on this. Rick Rubin, the producer, is usually a very minimalist, but he kind of goes all out with the production on this record. In fact, some of the production in places almost sounds like not as crazy as, but it kind of reminds me of like a 70s album, like a Queen kind of thing, with like how much production is done on this record. There's like 3 or 4 different guitar tracks layered on top of each other, and then you get like 3 verses of just awesomeness. There's like a little secondary riff that goes like boom 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 with a wah wah pedal, and then you get the breakdown in the middle of the song where you get them going in their the falsetto. Say, and then the outro, the guitar solo on the outro. So the guitar solo on the outro is inspired by Jimi Hendrix and even kind of lifts the riff from Purple Haze a few times.
Okay.
You'll notice the opening guitar line is do 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 do, but then he switches up and goes do 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 ba do bow boo do 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 ba do 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 boo do do like the so he it's like a call and response solo. He does the riff from Purple Haze and then he does something different in a response, which is really cool. And then you just get this flurry of wah, like this is like tremolo picking there at the end, and you underneath that, Flea on the bass is going like and you're like, you feel like your head is about to explode by the end of this song when the guitar solo is in full effect. You're just like, whoa. And what do they follow that up with? Snow, Heyo, another one of the singles from this album, which is awesome. The guitar riff is really difficult to play as well.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And you got to keep doing that for like 4 minutes. I don't know how he keeps up with that because it's tricky. But and then Flea's part isn't very easy as well, but at least it's easier than that. He's just like boom, ba-da-dum, boom, ba-da-dum, which works really well with that guitar riff. And then whenever you get into like the chorus with the so why the snow, you'll hear like and then when it gets to the next chorus, there's like, I think it's a mellotron that's on the horn setting, which is really interesting that they had that in there as well. Another great song. I like the bridge section. The more I say, the less I know. Can't afford to let it go. Hey, whoa, whoa. And then that's another thing I love about this record is Frusciante's backing vocals. The harmonies on this whole record, with especially Frusciante, are just so good. Because when you get that whoa, 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 Frusciante goes like whoa, and it just works so well. Yeah, another awesome song. Charlie, which is the third song. Pretty sure this song is about sniffing coke, but it starts out with really yeah, it's possible. The bass at the beginning, it's just like bow 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 bow, and then you get into the funky rhythm. This is one of their more funky songs, but it's not like funky like their earlier stuff. Like it's like the evolution of that. Like it's funky, but he still sings some of the time. Like think like All Around the World from Californication. It's kind of like that, rather than something like Give It Away where it's all rapping. Man, another really fun song. Side 2 title song, Stadium Arcadium, is awesome. It's kind of a slower song, but Chad Smith has some good drumming on there. I like the guitar riff. And I love the chorus on there where he goes like Stadium Arcadium, a mirror to the moon, and then John Frusciante goes mirror to the moon. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I already talked a lot about the backing vocals, but like that's one of my favorite parts with the backing vocals. The Bump is another kind of like funky song. This one is kind of more rap centric, but it still has some singing on it as well. Man, I don't know if I can go over like every song on here because there's a lot of them, but Slow Cheetah is a cool acoustic number. I like that one. Kind of switches the vibe. Torture Me is kind of a more frantic vibe and features some very heavy bass from Flea. Strip My Mind is good as well. That's a more like power ballad. I think that one has like some reverse guitar in it too, which I think is really interesting. Especially in Michigan, another fun song. The guitar solo on that one is amazing. And then I figured out that that's not actually John Frusciante. The solo on that one is done by a guest guitarist. Warlocks is a fun, funky number that features Billy Preston on the clavinet. Yes, that Billy Preston who played who played the organ on Let It Be, and he's played with the Beatles and the Stones, and now he's played with the Chili Peppers.
One of the greats.
And then one of my favorite songs on this record is Wet Sand. I love that song so much. Right as soon as it comes in with just the guitar chords, boom, doom, doom, boom, doo, 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 doom, 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 doom. Oh, it starts off just very soft with those guitar chords, but then you get to the chorus that sounds very triumphant sounding. Motivated with the lack of doubt, brothers, the fathers, the mothers, and then that goes like 2 times, but then it switches and you get the bridge section, which is a really weird key change, but it's awesome. When you get to the "you don't form in the wet sand, you don't form at all, you don't form in the wet sand, I do, yeah," and then the harpsichord comes in under that, and I'm like, what? They put a harpsichord under that, and then he sings that again, and but underneath it goes, and then he just goes like, yeah, 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 and then we get John Frusciante's most emotional guitar solo on this entire record. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Everything about it is just like Every time I hear the solo, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. You just have to listen to the guitar solo on that one. It's so good. And in fact, so good that I think that should have been the closer to this first disc. I wish that Hey and Wet Sand would have switched positions. Yeah. I like Hey, but it's more of a chill song. It's really good. I still like Hey, but I feel like it would have been a better, build up to Wet Sand. But yeah, great stuff on this first disc. Top 5. That's going to be tricky. I'm going to have to start at the top and work my way down. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Yes, my favorite is Danny California. 2 is going to be Wet Sand. 3, Snow, Hey-O. 4, I'm going to go with Stadium Arcadium. And number 5, we'll go with so much good stuff. I'll go with Especially in Michigan. And I'm going to have to save my score for whenever we talk about the second half.
Oh, okay.
But here's what the full box looks like.
Wow. All right, Briar, we're interested in our fellow Californian. Can you talk about this infamous California band?
I know, I'm from California, and yet the most versed in this band.
Yeah, you might be the least big fan of the band, I guess, out of all 4 of us.
Maybe. I mean, me and Nick are kind of in the same boat in a sense.
Okay, might be.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. Of course, at least I have a little easier. At least I just got 2 discs. Anyway, besides that, so yeah, like it's no secret, my history with the Red Hot Chili Peppers are pretty complicated, to say the least. Mm-hmm. Before I didn't really have any interest in them. Didn't feel like they were like my cup of tea, even though I had great respects to a lot of the musicians. Again, as a bass player, I mean, it'd be sacrilege to say you're not a fan of Flea. So I'm not going to go there. So I do have great respect for him. And, Chad Smith's also a very good drummer. And I've seen many interviews with Chad Smith. He seems like a very down-to-earth guy.
Yes.
I mean, so I think he's pretty cool. But so going to this album, I will admit, when Scott recommended this one, it was kind of daunting task. But luckily, I kind of eased my way into it because Scott has kind of got me into a little mini deep dive into them because on my
Patreon.
Yeah,
he started with "Give It Away" as the song request because that was their first big hit, and then he did the Californication album, and now he's on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was kind of easing my way, building my way to this one, and definitely a good idea. Glad I did that because getting more chances, getting more familiar with the band, they have definitely grown on me a lot more in recent time.
Okay.
Like, I still wouldn't say I adore them yet, but I definitely do like it a lot more. Like, I'm definitely more open to checking out more from them. So, going on to this first disc, Danny California. I kind of see where Scott was going. Like, he's trying to butter me up with the California song, and I will say, good on you, because so far I have not heard a bad song about California yet. And so, yeah, great way to open the album. Good heavy drum sound on that one. Good groove, of course. And then, again, the chorus is really nice. Just again, really starting this album out on a good note. Snow, Hey Oh. Again, really great guitar intro. I mean, John Fuscanti, is that how you say his last name?
Frusciante.
Fuscanti, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, he's also a really great guitar player. Like,
Yes.
I also got good respect for him. And the guitar intro of this song is really great. And again, Feli's bass, again, really coming in on this one. But yeah, this is a really good follow-up song. Really dug that one. Charlie, again, even more funky than the last one. I do like the chorus to this one. Good bass solo on this one. Pretty solid track. It's not one of my favorites overall, but there's still some good moments I really did enjoy. Stadium Arcadium, the title track, good guitar melody yet again with a good groove. Overall, just like the tone of that one for the most part. Hump the Bump. Not sure how I feel about that title, but
What a
it's
song.
definitely not. Yeah, it's still a good funk track. Again, that bass is going off. Got some horns going, so I'm going to be into that a little bit. She's Only 18. Get another good groove, another solid track. Don't have much else to say on that one, honestly. Slow Cheetah has more acoustic guitar, but it starts to pick up by the time you get to the chorus. And I think the outro was also really good. Good way to end it. So, that song I also liked. Torture Me. I think that was a good surprise for me. Again, the bass is out of the gates. It's just one more catchier songs overall, and you got some horns on here. So I really dug Torture Me. I like
You love to torture me? Is that what I hear?
Yeah. Okay. Let's not get into personal stuff now. It doesn't really help because the next song strip me down. So that's not really a good help. Doesn't help me so much. But funny enough, great vibe to that. And I think Scott mentioned this one. This is where the guitar really sounds like a Brian May guitar. Like, definitely, I think that's where I heard the most Brian May influence on that one. And funny enough, vocally, pretty good. That was one of the other reasons I probably wasn't into the band. I was not really into Anthony Kiedis' vocals at first, because he's kind of more acquired, I would say. But again, he's grown on me. So I think this is vocally, I think this is one of the better vocal performances he does.
This album, and by the way, is definitely his vocal peak. He actually sings rather than just rapping.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, really good. Especially in Michigan, that was fine. That was one of the songs I wasn't quite into. Warlocks, getting back into the funk, still pretty good, pretty decent. Pretty not much to say there. Come On Girls, pretty solid again. Wet Sand was a good discovery. I think I really like the very chill vibe of that one. For all the things Scott was brought up, I agree with that one. And then you get the last song on this first disc with Hey. Again, the guitar tone was nice. Overall, just vibing with this one. Nothing incredible stood out to me, but again, a good vibe is all you need, I would say. So I think it was a pretty nice way to end this first disc. Okay, so top 5. Again, I'm a newbie, so take my ranking for a grain of salt. From here, so number 5, I have Wet Sand. Number 4, I'm going with the title track. It's funny, these next 2 songs are back to back. Strip My Down, number 3, and then number 2 is Torture Me. And then my number 1, any guesses what it could be?
She's Only 18.
Well, I don't know if I should answer that question, but number 1, Danny California.
Danny California.
It's got to be Danny California.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to give a rank yet, or do you want to wait till?
Oh yeah, that's a good, that's a good question. I mean, I did, because here's the thing. Here's what I did with these notes. So I have the songs from the first disc, like I did, and actually, it's gonna be confusing because I did rate this first side, and I'm gonna probably do the same for the second disc. And then by the time we finish this entire run, I guess we'll do an overall score, and then
Yeah.
I'll give my top 5 of the album in general. So I'll give my rating on this first side. Again, I'm not gonna, again, as a newbie, this one's still gonna take a lot more listens to truly get into, but I'm gonna give this still a pretty nice score. I'm gonna give this a very good 8 out of 10.
Awesome. Sorry, Jacob. I've been needing to get your stuff on here. My introduction to Red Hot Chili Peppers was the song "Danny California," which is one of the Rock Band games. Okay, yeah, I used to play those. To this day, it's still my favorite song. All right.
And the music video for it is awesome.
I was gonna say I love the music video. It is pretty good. Boy, looks like I got Zeb here.
Yay, Zeb.
I'll get to his here in a sec. Let's see. Snow is a great song, and Humpty Hump is a funky nonsensical. It's very nonsensical. The lyrics, I don't even know what's going on. And
It's all scatting.
yeah, I'm like,
Humpty Bump Dugado.
who wrote this?
Anthony Kiedis.
Some of the songs felt the same, but I did enjoy the sound of the album. It was a fun vibe. 8 10 for me. All right, awesome. Getting mostly positive scores here. There's,
Hey, Zeb.
That is the last track on the first disc.
That's true. He said, "Hey." What do you think of "Hey, Zeb"? Brian should punch some VDGG on
Venograph generator. Oh no!
I saw a video about
Unless you want to hear Jason say that, unless you want to hear Jason say it's excruciating and too long, then let's not do that.
Not for me, you're saying?
Yeah.
Zeb, it's progressive rock, but it's even more out there than Genesis.
Oh,
no. It's more dense. It's more dense than Genesis, and yes.
He prefers 1982, 1992. Wow. He can't see anything after. Oh, okay. Wow. So you like the funk rap?
He likes the more early stuff.
Hey, Truman, don't kill coyotes.
Yeah. John Frusciante, a first 2 lo-fi albums in there. Oh, his first 2. Okay, his albums. Yeah, he did some solo stuff, I think. He's a great guitar player. Also did some amazing stuff with the Mars Volta. All right, Zeb putting down some knowledge here. I really had the Red Chili Pepper guide in the Smashing Pumpkins. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Those are 2.
Today is the greatest.
I can see those 2 being divisive singers. For sure. Heck, Jason might enjoy the ballads. Okay.
It's a stretch. Because even their ballads can be kind of long.
All right. My thoughts on Stadium Arcadium. I feel like I may be the second biggest fan of this band outside of Scott now. I thought maybe I was, but I think Scott now is the biggest fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I really enjoyed them. Well, I enjoyed them because I bought Californication on CD when it came out, back when it came out, in what, 99, 2000, somewhere there. 99, yeah. I bought that album because I love Scar Tissue. That's like my favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper song. And so I bought the album just because of that one song. And then it really was like, man, I really like this album. And that was like my introduction to Hot Chili Peppers. And then I didn't buy any of their other albums, but I kind of heard them, here and there on the radio. And yeah, I love their melodic, what I call like the more melodic period. Of course, that's more my style. I did listen to some of their first albums, and I hated them. Actually, I hated pretty much every album until Californication. I was like, I just really hate that funk rap style. It's not my style. You know me. But it's like Californication, they decided, hey, what if we actually wrote melodies? Let's try that once. And it worked really well because that was a big album. And then they decided to keep doing it for the next two albums, at least I know of. Like I said, by the way, and Same Arcadium. And I remember this album coming out, and I remember it being huge. I want to say this is probably their biggest album. I was just looking up on Wikipedia because I was trying to think, didn't it win some Grammys? It did win best rock album, and I thought it did. I was trying to think. I remember it being a really big album. It was nominated for 7 Grammys, which is the most Grammys Red Hot Chili Peppers. Um, so Red Hot Chili Peppers, more nominations than Led Zeppelin. We can say that. Take that for what it's worth, but and it's probably these other big bands that never get nominated, but hey, Red Hot Chili Peppers got some good nominations on this one. So this is one definitely I think the critics really liked, and of course I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Zeb talking about they definitely changed. So I don't know if the fan base changed with it. The ones that liked the earlier stuff, they kind of left, and then people like me who weren't fans became fans. I guess maybe. Um, anyways, but I do like their style for the most part in these albums. Like I said, there's a little funk still in there. Flea's bass playing is just, I think he's one of the greatest. I mean, I love watching him play too. Just the way he moves around as he's, as he's slapping it, and I'm just like, man, I don't know how he's doing that. He looks so cool. Uh, anyway, and Flea, what a cool name, Flea. I mean, um, yeah, and Chad Smith, I think, is one of the best drummers out there. I've been seeing a lot of him on Drumeo. He does a
Yeah.
lot of stuff on Drumeo, and it made me really appreciate him more. I was like, it's like, man, this guy is really good drummer. And then John Frusciante, Shante, I can't say it. It's his last name's hard to say. Frusciante. Yeah, great guitar player, man. So I think it's say Red Hot Chili Peppers. If you can say anything, this is a great musician band. Like if you like Rush, if you like Who, Led Zeppelin, I don't know. This is one of those bands I put up there as like musician wise, man, they are so good. And this album, along with like the other ones I talked about, yeah, all over this album, I just say great bass playing, great drumming, great guitar playing. I absolutely love it. People say the weak link is the lead singer, but yeah, his singing style fits with the band, I guess, and so it works. He has this bum 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 bum, this kind of rhythm style to his singing, where it's like it's almost rap. It's not rap, but it's like fast paced talking in a sense, with a little singing in it. It's like a little bit of a singing, talking that he does, and I actually kind of enjoy it actually on a lot of these songs. Anyways, um, so just talking about the band itself, and yeah, so of course, Danny California, yeah, amazing, yeah, one of their best. The chorus is so catchy. I love that chorus when they get into it. And yeah, again, I just love the rhythm of the verses. I don't know, just really work well, I think, um, in this song. Snow Hey Ho, yeah, I love that song too. Um, just a little funny story. When I lived in Leavenworth, when I first moved there, I got a job in Olathe. Olathe is 45-minute drive on a good day. Like a good day is a 45-minute drive from Leavenworth to Olathe. So I used to drive 45 minutes to work and then 45 minutes back. And I worked 2 to 10. So I get off at 10 and then I'd drive the 45 minutes back home. Well, when it snowed and blizzard, it was an hour and 15-minute drive there, an hour 15-minute drive back. So it was horrible when it snowed. That's why I finally moved. I moved on from that job and got a job in Leavenworth where I was closer to home because I hated driving when it snowed. And I was driving one time, and I remember, and I hate blizzards and snow. I get so scared, like something bad's gonna happen. So I'm just sitting there, going 40 miles an hour down the highway, just like, oh my God, please let me make it home. Please let me make it home. And I put it on the radio to calm myself down. So I was like, I need to calm myself down. So I put it on the radio, and you know what song comes up? Snow Hey Ho. I remember to this day. snow, hey, snow. And I'm like, this song, of all the songs, I'm listening to a song called Snow, hey. I don't know why it made me laugh at the time, but I was scared to death. I wasn't going to make it home, but I did. Anyways, so besides that, uh, my favorite part, what makes the song so great, is that bridge part, whatever. The drums slow down, the drum goes boom. It has like this just big beat, and that's where they had to go, hey, oh, whoa, whoa, hey. Oh man, I love that part so much when that drum just a slow drum beats is so good. It just slows down kind of the song. It's beautiful, and then it goes back to the regular. And also guitar intro. That guitar intro is so good, as you said, Scott. And I loved it because the guitar intro starts first, and then the drums kick in and the bass kick in. So I love that how the other two instruments kick in after the guitar intro goes a little bit, and then those kick in as well. Anyways, but yeah, those are the two big songs. They're great, obviously. Charlie, I didn't like, to be honest, but I think because it was more funky and not as melodic. Stadium Arcadium I thought was pretty good. I enjoyed that song. Humpty Hump, that was the worst song on the side. I did not like that. I knew it, Humpty Hump. Like, how could that be a good song? You know, if Paul McCartney had a song called Humpty Hump, I don't think I would like it. It's like I just can't
You
imagine.
did. It's called Fa You.
Yeah, except it's not as good. This one's actually fun. Paul McCartney's song is Old Man Paul McCartney.
For you, yeah, I remember that song on Egypt Station. But yeah, Humpty Hump, it's nonsense. I'll say this: like when I listen to these albums, I always think, Red Hot, I don't know, lyrically, I don't know if they're very good lyrically. I don't understand the lyrics. Even if I look at the lyrics, I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't understand where you come. They just seem very random. The lyrics to me, maybe there's a flow to it that I don't get. Um, by Anthony Kiedis, whatever. And like I said, it's not the best singing, whatever, but everything else is so good that it just takes over. It makes it okay because of that. And I don't listen to lyrics. I just listen to the like I said. If I listen to the bass and the guitar and the drums, I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, this got a great groove to a beat to it, whatever. I don't need great lyrics on this style of music. Um, in my opinion. She's only 18. I was like, is this the sequel to I Saw Her Standing There?
By 2 years.
The Beatles are like
By a year, actually.
the Beatles are like she was just 17, if you know what I mean, and Red Hot Chili Peppers are like she's only 18. Like is kind of the follow up, which is better than
Ringo did them one earlier.
then. Yeah, that's true. Ringo did. She's 16. She's beautiful and she's fine. Yeah. What is going on with these numbers? 18 is acceptable.
Yes.
Keep going up. Oh, yeah, and then we got Stray Cat Blues by the Stones. It goes 2 down from Ringo.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, and like she's only 18. It's like that's acceptable. Still kind of low number, but I mean, it's acceptable number, I guess, in our society. I didn't really care for that song too much either, to be honest. But Slow Cheetah I thought was pretty good. Slow. I love the slow melodicness of it. I love the melody of that. Torture Me. Oh my gosh, this song is so good. I was really impressed by the song. It has this cool, like, it's very rocking, like very like rocking music, and then it slows down and has this really cool slow part where you're like, wow, I love this. Love the bass playing, man. It's probably my best favorite bass playing on the whole album. Just love the bass playing and also favorite guitar playing, to be honest, as well. Because then it kicks into this guitar solo. But I love how it goes from slow to fast. Like it is so good when they're slow, and all of a sudden, man, the guitar comes in and starts ramping up and hits this incredible good guitar solo, I think, kind of towards the end of the song. And yeah, I just love that. Like it was such a cool just the way they layered all the different sounds was so good. Also great backing vocals as well. I have Strip My Mind. What'd you call it?
Yeah, that is the name of it, Jason.
Okay. I thought that was a really
Strip
good
Me
song.
Down, like Briar was calling it.
Yeah, I was like, what? Strip My Mind? Did I get it wrong? Strip My Mind, I thought was really good. Like to me, like this Torture Me, Strip My Mind, especially Michigan, man, what an incredible 3 songs right in a row. I went from going this album's like okay to me, and then those 3 songs hit, and I was like, oh, this is really good. Like this is some great deep cut stuff. This is what I was hoping for when you get an album with this many songs. Like you hope you get some great deep cuts, and yeah, I love the melody on Strip My Mind, and especially Michigan. I thought both were just really great. And then Wet Sand, I thought was great. I'm with you guys. I feel like that's one we all kind of, when you guys all said it, I was like, I'm with you. I thought Wet Sand was one of the best songs on the album. Really love the melody of it. I love the melodic bass playing is what I call it. Because it's like you have, the fast pace, bass playing, people think great bass players, but then I think there's great bass playing in just the slow melodic ones too. That don't get enough credit, but yeah, I love that. Again, backing vocals, amazing. And Hey was fine as a closer. But I agree, Wet Sand would have been a great closer if that was such a good song. So if I give I'll give a top 5, I guess, since there's, it's a double album, whatever. Because I want to talk about mention some of these other songs I think were so great. So number 5, I'm going to go with Especially Michigan. Yeah, I thought that was so good. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Wet Sand. Number 3, Torture Me. I mean, those 3 were just such great discoveries on this album, in my opinion. I would say anybody, if you only know the 2 hits, like to me, check Torture Me, Especially Michigan, Wet Sand. Oh my gosh. And then number 2, I'm gonna go with Snow Hey-O. And number 1, I'm going with Danny California. So pretty typical.
Those are the good ones, though.
But they're good. I mean, they're up there with some of the best stuff they put together. For me, it's like Scar Tissue and Californication. I put up there some of their best stuff. Other Side is so good. Yeah.
Can't Stop Addicted to the Shindig.
Can't Stop. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 overall on this first side. I'm with Briar actually on that. Like I said, there's a couple songs I wasn't as into, but there's enough really good stuff on here and some good discoveries that, yeah, it's still a solid side, I guess, of the album. So I'm not sure how to rate that.
If you want to give just the Jupiter ranking and then give it just the Mars ranking next time and then an overall ranking. You can do that way, or you can just save your ranking for the full thing.
So that's going to get a 9. I mean, that's going to be a 9 out of 10 as well. Because we had, Nick gave it the 10, me and Brian gave it the 8. And I know Scott's going to rank it high, so. See, a couple days after Hurricane Helene devastated throughout the state of Tennessee, they played When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. That's the perfect song.
Down, down, down.
All right, so the last album on our exchange is Briar, so I guess you can introduce your album.
As usual for me. So, what album I brought to the table is Wrap Your Arms Around Me by Agneta Foltskog, who, wow. If you don't know her name, then she is known as one of the big members of ABBA. She's usually the blonde one.
She's the blonde one, yeah.
So this is a result of my usual record store blind buys. I was just at a record store one day. I was just looking through all the CDs and seeing what just came in, and I find this album in there, and I don't know. ABBA solo album would be like, and so I brought it home. I bought it, brought it home, and as you can tell, I brought it in here, so I must have liked it enough. So a little backstory. So this is actually the first album post the initial breakup. So this came out in 83.
Same year as Sports, in fact.
Yeah, there you go.
We didn't mean to do that, but we both. And the year I was born. That was also the year I was born, so it's a good year.
Right. So it's the first album post the breakup from any member, I believe. And also this is also her first solo album which she sings in English, because she actually was releasing solo albums in the 70s, but they're all
Oh, okay.
Swedish and they were only
Uh-huh.
released in Sweden. So, but this is like her first like
Okay.
international one by herself. I forgot, this is her 7th studio album by this point.
Really?
Yeah, so she's been doing
Wow.
solo stuff for a bit.
Wow.
So not too much backstory with this one. You know, I think I have read a little bit that she originally wanted Quincy Jones to produce, but he was busy with Michael Jackson, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had some other stuff going on.
So yeah, she had to go with the next best thing, and he got Mike Chapman, who is best known for his work with Blondie. You know, he worked with them during their most successful period, like Parallel Lines, basically. And there's a lot of session guys for this one, and recorded in 3 months, and came out, like I said, in 1983, and it got decent reviews when it came out. And it actually topped some charts. Of course, it topped Sweden. And then even Norway, it went to number 1. And in America, it charted too at 102.
Okay.
Yeah, so not really a big hit here, but you know, but it still did good in Europe. So going into the album, so I will admit the album kind of starts on probably the weakest song, and that is "The Heat Is On," and that was apparently the first single. And it's kind of an odd one to choose as an opener because it's kind of has a very tropical, very calypso based, which is kind of starts the album on in weird notes. So you're kind of left wondering, like, okay, where are we going with this? But then once you get to the next song, "Can't Shake Loose," then you're like, okay, now this is what I would expect.
Yeah.
So this was actually the 3rd single, and this single did okay in the US. It got to 29.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is definitely basically how when they were making the song. I think I can't remember if it was the producer, but I think they had the idea of making an ABBA song, but just with a heavier drum sound. So it's just like a more rocking sort of thing, and I think it works out pretty good. I think the song is overall pretty catchy. Just a really good pop rock sort of track. And then you get to "Shame," and there's some nice horns to kind of get us started, and then the verses sound very nice. And then when you get into the chorus just really opens up. It's just this very high energy, good vibe to it, and some good keyboards into it. And I like the key change on that one too. So I think "Shame" is another really good song. And that's something I really got to also mention. I mean, her vocals, I mean, it goes without saying, like, she does have an excellent voice. And it's overall just really, really pleasant throughout this whole album. I think vocally it just carries the album. Then you have "Stay." Some good bass playing on this one. It's kind of more standard sounding, nothing too amazing, but I still think it's a very solid track. But then you have another favorite of mine on here, and that is "Once Burned, Twice Shy." Again, some really good guitar melody on this one, especially in the intro. And again, very good catchy chorus yet again. And again, really enjoyed this one. Same thing can be said by "Mr. Persuasion." Again, this is very upbeat, very carefree. It almost has a throwback sort of sound. Almost like has a little Motown sound to it a little bit. I think the hook is still pretty good. Nice keyboards and piano with some strings too. And then we get to the second single. This was the second single, and that was "Wrap Your Arms Around Me," the title track. And man, I'm so glad Nick enjoyed that one, because it's kind of a similar story with that song from Bruce Hornsby, "The River Runs Low." Yeah, I played that song 50 times as well. Yeah, I adore this song. Like, I love how it kind of starts on a very slow note. You just hear crickets in the background, but then the synths start to creep in, and then finally you get to the main song, and you just get this really wonderful guitar melody, and it has this very slow dance beats. You're just kind of grooving. You got some strings on this one, and I just love her vocals, especially when she's going like the pre-chorus, like that chord progression is just gorgeous. And again, she sounds wonderful on this one. So yeah, I love this one. This is definitely one of my favorite discoveries off this album. Then you have To Love. Again, you have the strings, definitely a more ballad type of song. And again, then a very strong vocal performance from her. And then the second side does kind of get, not saying it gets bad or anything, but there's definitely some songs that maybe aren't as strong. I Wish Tonight Could Last Forever. I can kind of see ABBA doing this song if they were still together. It's pretty solid for the most part. Again, nothing too outstanding. But Man is the fourth and final single, and I also think it's pretty decent. I also like it's probably the of the singles, probably the weakest of the singles, but it still has some good melodies on that one. Take Good Care of Your Children, good pop rock song, again very good groove, but still very nice. And I think the album ends on a pretty nice, decent note with Stand By My Side with a nice piano melody and chorus is another good chorus. And there we go. And that's how the album ends. And in terms of my top 5, I'm going to go with number 5, Mr. Persuasion. Number 4, Once Burned, Twice Shy. 3, Shame. 2, To Love. And of course, number 1, Wrap Your Arms Around Me. And in terms of a rating, now I'm not going to give it a 10 because, like I said, there's some songs that aren't maybe as strong as others, but I'm still going to give this a very good 9 out of 10. I think it's a very, very strong album, especially for a first time checking out an ABBA solo album. Is it on par with the ABBA catalog? Maybe not, but for what it is, I think she did a nice job. And I'm definitely curious to see what other, because I know she has other solo albums like this, so we'll see how those are. And I'm also curious checking out Frida's solo albums because she also had solo albums.
Okay.
And apparently one of the albums was produced by Phil Collins.
Oh.
So if I find that album and if I like it, I might throw it in here too.
You might throw it in there.
So we'll see. But 9 out of 10 for me.
So before I put Jacob Martin's stuff on here, so when Briar first put this album on there, of course I was like, very interesting. I called her Agnetha, but I didn't know how to pronounce it. Agnetha. I don't know.
It's
That's
a
fine.
weird accent thing.
I'm calling Agnetha. That's the best I can do with my American sensibility, I guess. Well, first thing is, she's probably my favorite singer out of ABBA, and mostly that's because my favorite ABBA song is no, what is it called? Oh, now I lost my mind.
Is it The Winner
Is
Takes
it-
It All?
Yes, that's it. Sorry. Yes. The Winner Takes It All. I love that song. That song is so great. And her vocals are amazing. I didn't know she's that good of a singer. Like, obviously, like, because they sing together as a group and they sound good, whatever. But then that's like her singing solo. It's like a solo song for her. And man, I was like, man, I love her voice. So yeah, when you say let's do her solo album, I'm like, yeah, like I'm all for it because I'm like, I thought she had such a great voice. Like if she can get some good pop tunes behind her, why not? I think she can do a good job. Before I heard the album though, Jacob Martin put on his thing that he hated the album. Jacob Martin he's kind of listened to all the albums of the Album Exchange and posting it on our message board, whatever. And he liked everything except for that album. And he gave this review that was like it was terrible. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I thought, oh no, this is a bad album. So I had kind of this feeling like, oh no, this might not be a good album. I hate reviewing albums I don't like. And then I listened to it and I was like, this is a really good pop album. Like, what's going on with Jacob? So let's see what Jacob has to say here. As much as I love ABBA, I wasn't too crazy about the Agnes solo album. She still sings good, but the songs were missing the ABBA spark that I loved in the other albums. 5 out of 10. Wow. Yeah. And we'll see what Scott says, but so far 3 of us are really liking this album. So I have to say we all kind of disagree so far with you, Jacob. on that. You know, I don't know what it was that he didn't like. I listened to it and I go, these are good pop songs. Like this is songs that ABBA could have done as a group, and they would have been great. In my opinion. After doing the ABBA deep dive, ABBA is now in my 3 favorite bands alongside Beatles. Wow, awesome. Nick would love to hear that.
I forgive you with the adding Queen in there.
Yeah, Beatles and Queen. He can't go wrong there. Can't Shake Loose was one of the few songs I liked on the album because it was closest to feeling. Yeah, I agree. I think ABBA could have done that song really well. Listening to the Agnes album made me glad that ABBA came back on the last time years later for one amazing swan song with Voyage. Yeah, I haven't listened to that one. Okay, sorry. So I had to do Jacob Martin's views there because I disagree so much with what he said there about, except for, of course, "Can't Shake Loose" was a great song. Um, and yeah, "Heat Is On" I thought was actually really good. I actually kind of enjoyed that. I thought it had a really good chorus to it. But "Can't Shake Loose" to me, like that has like big single written all over. Like I don't know how this is not like a big hit single that's on the radio.
Yeah, I think
It
"Can't Shake Loose"
is.
was the only song that charted
You said it
here in
charted,
America.
yeah, 29 or whatever.
Yeah,
And yeah, this should have definitely charted. And I never heard it before till listening to this. But it's definitely the catchiest pop song on the album, I think. Definitely. I can see this being like, yeah, anybody's favorite on the album. But just that when it gets to that chorus, I can't shake loose. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, yeah, so that was a really good, catchy pop number. Uh, yeah, Shane was okay. Stay, I really liked Stay. That was another one I really liked on the album. Really liked the chorus when she's, kind of almost whispering "Stay" or something in there. I thought it was really great. Yeah, Once Burned Twice Shy was decent. Mr. Persuasion, I thought was kind of goofy, so I wasn't as into it. I don't know. There's something about it. I was like, it was a little goofy. Wrap Your Arms Around Me. Yeah, really good song. I agree with you. Good title song there. I think is that the one that was like wrap your arms around me, make love to me or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is getting serious. But I liked it. I thought it was really good. To Love. Wow, what a great ballad. Like I absolutely love this song. I love the To Love song because I love a good love ballad, and this is one of the great love ballads for me. Really enjoyed it. Again, vocally, I think she's great on the album. Great vocals. And then everything else I'll just say was decent after that. But yeah, it's definitely some good highlights here. Overall, like mostly just really good stuff. I mean, some of the stuff was like okay. Like I was like I said, Mr. Persuasion maybe a little weak for me, but yeah, for my top three, I'm going with number three, Stay. Number two, Can't Shake Loose, and number one, I'm going to Love, the big love ballad. I had to go for that. I love
Nice.
good big ballads, but
That's
Can't
good.
Shake Loose is so good that could be number one as well. It's really close between those two. And I don't know why this isn't a bigger album. This should have been a bigger album, in my opinion. And but I'm giving it 8 out of 10 overall. So I thought very solid album. Not way better than 5 out of 10 for me. But we'll see what Scott says, I guess, and we'll see if he agrees with us or agrees with Jacob. We'll find out.
Do I agree with Jacob on this one, or do I agree with Briar and Jason on this one? Well, I hate to break up the love train, but I was not a huge fan of this album.
So you're with
I
Jacob.
will say, this is not a bad album.
Okay.
This is not a bad album at all. We're not getting into the best concert ever territory. I just thought it wasn't as interesting. The most of this album just kind of was there. Like nothing really stood out. Like there was good singing and there was good instruments, especially the bass playing, but like nothing really stuck for me. The three songs that were like the best on here were Can't Shake Loose, Wrap Your Arms Around Me, and Man were the three songs that I thought were like the best. But listening to this album, I'm sorry to say this, but as soon as I heard it, I thought I'm probably going to forget this as soon as I'm done listening to it, and I did. Maybe listening to it again would help, but like as far as pop vocal albums go in the 80s, Whitney Houston is so much better. I've been listening to her albums, and those are like whoa.
Yeah.
So I'm those three are my top three, and I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Like Jacob, no disrespect to this album, I just don't really feel like it stuck with me.
Okay. All right. That was a quick review. That gets an 8 out of 10. We got Nick with a 10, Scott with the 5, so it kind of evened out to the 8 because of that. Not a bad score, to be honest. Luckily Jacob Martin didn't we don't add his score to the bunch.
That would have brought it down.
Would have brought down to like a 7 at least. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of cool because that was the one album I was not sure about, was Agnetha one. And when Breyer said that one, I'm like, oh boy, who knows where this is gonna go. And I think even Breyer didn't know where it was gonna go either. And so I hope you're happy.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, honestly.
I was gonna say, I hope you're happy that I think it actually not bad. I mean, Nick gave it a 10. Yeah. I gave it an 8.
Loved it. Nick loved it.
I can't believe Nick. Wow. Of course he loves ABBA, so maybe that's part of it. But
and of course I did a poll on this one. I shouldn't be shocked. I'm not shocked because my album got 0 votes.
No, it wouldn't get any votes.
Mean, it's going against Black Sabbath, so I'm not shocked by that.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with Black Sabbath on that one for most people that collect albums and stuff or music, even knows music. Yeah, it's funny. I did a poll on 4 albums from 1975, and the one that won was "Blood on the Tracks." That got the most votes out of even more than "A Night at the Opera." Because I put "Night at the Opera" on there, but all 4 of us had it, so I had to put some other albums on there besides "The Night at the Opera." So I put "Blood on Tracks" and 2 other ones, and I think "Night at the Opera" did get some votes, but of course it might have got second or something. But that was interesting. I thought, okay, so Blood on Tracks, but it was close. It was like there's no runaway on that one. All right, so Wrap Your Arms Around Me gets an 8 out of 10 of the group. Stadium Arcadium gets a 9. Sports gets a 9, and Volume 4 9.5. So no surprise there. Volume 4 got the highest rating. Even out of us who aren't big Black Sabbath fans, it did very well. So yeah, good pick there, Nick. I guess. Of course, Nick knew that 3 of us are gonna give high scores, so he knew that already.
Yeah.
It's like if I put Night at the Opera on the album exchange, it's gonna get a pretty good score,
Yeah.
But anyways. Do you guys have any ideas about the album exchange next time, or do you?
I kind of have an idea.
Oh,
what I'm gonna pick.
Oh yeah. Then what?
I will say that there is an album I listened to recently that I'm like, maybe I want to do this one after Red Hot Chili Peppers, so for the one after this, but we'll see if I pick that one.
Okay. Well, I listened to this album recently, and I really like it. So it's Chicago 17.
I have that album.
That's a good album.
This is my favorite Chicago album so far. And I have, I have 2 and 3 and 16 and 17, and I've listened to the first one as well. So I've listened to 5 Chicago albums, and so far this has been my favorite, Chicago 17. So I thought, why not talk about Chicago? We haven't talked about Chicago, I don't think, too much.
It's been a long time since I've listened to Chicago. I used to be really big into them in college.
I was gonna say, I know you're a fan. I'm a fan. Breyer, maybe. Nick, I don't know.
I have 8 albums from them at this point.
Anyway, so that's my pick for next time. Chicago 17.
All right.
Good choice.
It's more of their pop period. But I like the pop period of Chicago, so
yeah.
Lots of big songs on that record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then for my pick, I did a pop album. I think it's time I did a pop album this time, and the one before that was a rock album. So let's keep the pattern going. Let's go back to the rock.
Go back to rock.
All right, this is one I'm kind of curious what people say. I know Jacob heard this one back when he had a Patreon page. He actually gave it a pretty good score. But the band is Thin Lizzy, and the album, Johnny the Fox from 1976.
I heard Jailbreak, but I didn't hear that one. So I'm interested to hear that because Jailbreak was awesome.
Yeah, because this is my personal favorite Thin Lizzy album.
I've heard of Thin Lizzy, but I don't know if I know them. But
the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Yeah.
It's not on that album.
Yeah, it was on the last album. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thin Lizzy. I'm guessing hard rock or something.
Yeah, hard rock mostly.
All right. Cool.
But there's some ballads on there, surprisingly.
All right.
Great guitar playing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got 2 guitar players in the band.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks so much for this part 2. Part 1, I don't know what to do with that. That was, oh my gosh, a disaster. But I have to keep it because it has Nick on it. So I have to do something with it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this.
Just put a comment underneath to say, please stop the video at this point. just pin it.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, anybody watching this, of course, thank you so much, Jacob, for giving your thoughts on these albums as well. I know you listen to them. So anybody else that knows these albums, definitely give your thoughts on them. Zeb, thank you very much for your thoughts as well. Appreciate you guys. And besides that, we'll see you later in the next album exchange or whatever else we do. And yeah, have a good day.